Welcome to Snape Chat in the special trailer for episode 40, Snape and Music 2. This year's show is a little different. It's Spotify only due to rights and permissions. Don't worry if you don't have Spotify. Just go to snapechatpodcast.com for links to the songs and more. Now listen in with us to Snape's Rage, composed by Alexander Artson for the fan film Severus Snape and the Marauders. This is Snape Centric, and I'm here with Serena.
Hi.
Say hello. Blendy.
Hi, everyone.
Masao.
Hey there.
And Megs.
Hello.
And we're doing our second Snape and Music.
Mm-hmm.
So this time it's a little different. The main podcast will be Spotify only. That's just because that's the way the rights are working and such. However, you can go to snapechatpodcast.com and there'll be a page with YouTube links so you can enjoy all the songs too. Okay, so who has seen Severus Snape and the Marauders?
I have. It has been a long time. I saw it when it came out a decade ago or so.
Same.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Back
But as soon as I saw the poster of it or whatever, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's just such nostalgia when you get hit with those things. And
oh yeah. Now I didn't discover it till a few years ago. So, and by then it was already old, considered old. You know how it is.
Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. Serena, have you seen it?
Actually, I haven't. And your link was the first thing that introduced me to it. It's like, oh, that exists.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fandom baby compared to all of you. I'm a fandom baby. Like, I've been a fan of a bit more than 2 years. 2.5 if we're stretching it. And I've read a little more fanfic before that, but like not,
Well,
that's
cool.
cool.
Fandom's for everybody, regardless of when you find it. So I found it in 2019. So we're kind of
well, you'll have to go seek it out because it's a treat. I love it. By the way, we just did an interview with Srini W as episode 39. So check it out. Anyways, so Severus Snape and the Marauders. I have a piece from it called Snape's Rage. And
it's rage.
Yes.
Oh, it's rage.
Actually, the soundtrack is such a huge part of it, I think. It's so effective. And I don't know, there's great special effects. The acting's, really good. And it's just, for me, it's canon pretty much. Yes, from Severus Snape and the Marauders soundtrack, here's Snape's Rage. Okay. Tell me what you think.
It's very cinematic. Really
Mhm.
sounds perfect for like a film score.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The film score is, from what little I remember from, well, music lessons, that was like very long ago, more than 5 years, but I learned a little bit about how people orchestrate film stuff, I guess, and like cinematic scores. And I've not seen the scene to that, but so there's a few comments I'd like to leave up for discussion for now, I guess. So first of all, like the frame of this like electronically synthesized, this high screeching note that builds like a frame. Yeah, as I said, it builds a frame and feels like this music is like in a thing that is like closed in itself. And then there's this building tension, sort of,
Mhm.
with, well, this theme that gets repeated and repeated in different variations with more and more instruments and more also somehow, I'm not sure whether I got it correctly, but like this triadic thing that's going on as strings da 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 da, like that going on in the background. So basically you get this feeling of tension and then it falls off very rapidly, which, as I said, I'm not sure what the scene behind this is, but either it's like explosion or it leaves space for people to talk. So what I learned basically is that no music is also a very effective tool in cinematic scoring. And that is what happens here too. And afterwards there is like this coda like thing, and you keep expecting something to happen, but it doesn't until it ends. So it's like, yeah. I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's really effectively done. If only now I had the actual scene in mind, that would be perfect. But
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
for me, what makes the most impact with like musical scores and stuff like that for films and things like that is being able to listen to it and it painting a picture for you. Like you had said, you didn't know the scene behind it, but it still told a story for you, which I feel like we felt throughout, like it still felt like a journey going through it. Like there was that tension and the pulling off and things like that. And it feels like there's very complex emotions involved, which obviously being named Snape's Rage, like really has that impact. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's that type of stuff is really fun. And it's just amazing that they managed to do something of this caliber. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it really, really is, considering I have a barest hint of an idea how complex writing music actually is.
Mhm.
But it's like, for good film scores, for really good film scores, you only need to see that episode or that scene once or twice. And then whenever the music plays, you get the images
Yes.
like directly beamed into your head. You won't forget about it ever
Absolutely.
again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I feel like this could be one of those
Mhm.
tracks.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I listened to the songs yesterday and I didn't pay attention to the picture on SoundCloud. I just started playing it and I was doing something else and I was like, I've heard this before. I recall this, and it's been years. And then I looked at the title more closely and just a small picture, and I was like, oh, I remember this scene. And I'm not gonna spoil what happens because everybody should experience it. But it's, I feel like a lot of movie scores just resonate with these images in my head, even if it's not the exact copy of what happens. But I still remember the feelings when I watch them. And the scores usually just describe or try to describe whatever the characters could feel as well. And that's how you know you achieved a good score.
Yeah. Well, I will say this is the aftermath of Snape being attacked by the four Marauders, which the music for that is also, well, it's big and bombastic and I don't know, a little bit of whimsy in there. So definitely seek out the movie. It's on YouTube and the score is on SoundCloud. The composer is Alexander Artson. He's scored really dozens of different things from animated television to feature films. And I don't know, he does such a wonderful job here.
Also, you just said something like whimsical, right? If I remember correctly, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the beginning theme, I forgot to say that, but with the beginning theme, you get that feeling that it begins a hint melancholically, even. Like this theme is like, it gives sad vibes. I won't try to imitate it. Yeah, and then it goes on to something bigger and more aggressively instrumented, so to say, so that it turns to anger afterwards. So whimsical and also complex and emotional journey.
Yeah. And, the thing that you can hear the strings in the timpani, and it doesn't have that synthesized sound to it. Does anybody else kind of pick that up?
It's always really hard for me to tell, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
Like, maybe I'm easily impressed, though. And I also like synthesizers.
Oh, I do too. It's just the fact that they went with actual instrumentation.
Right. I mean, to me,
Yeah.
it sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, to me too. Though I have to say, feel free to cut this out, by the way. I have to say that I listened to quite a few shit scores on YouTube, and I didn't detect much of a difference between shit scores, which are electronically generated from musical previews, as opposed to, like, once you know what is behind that, I think you. Or let me just say this. I'm not good enough at listening to orchestras to actually figure out whether there's real people behind that or not. Let's leave it at that.
I do
Okay.
recall that there was some behind the scenes video as well from them on YouTube that includes the score. So I think, scenes of where they actually recorded with the actual orchestra. So I think there is real instruments behind this. But it has been years, so that's what I recall.
That's something I always try to figure out. And it's not saying that electronic is bad or anything. I think it's, has freed so many people to create. But I also like hearing the old school, real deal too.
Yeah, I mean, for a fan film, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing because it's like the time and hours that go into developing the music on top of actual filming and editing and all of that. Like, imagine the different versions that actually got to this one. You can only imagine all of that. So being able to actually be able to tell story through that is just, that's talent. Like, that's amazing.
Agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Great film, great score. Okay, this is basically a trailer for the rest of the show, which is Spotify only. If you don't have Spotify, don't despair. We'll have a page at snapechatpodcast.com with links to sources such as YouTube for all the songs. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you on the flip side. Okay. I hope you enjoyed Snape's Rage. Many thanks to composer Alexander Arntzen for his kind permission to play this awesome track. I made the decision to make this show Spotify only because I wasn't able to contact most of the artists, but they will at least get some recognition this way. If you don't have Spotify, you can either sign up for a free account or go to snapechatpodcast.com and the episode 40 extras page for links to the songs and more. Now, please join us on Spotify for the rest of the show. See you soon.